Welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host Scotty McCoy, and I have an alumni from Friday the 13th Part 2 on the phone. He played Jeff, and I have Bill Randolph on the phone. Hey Bill, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I have about 10 questions to ask you. The first one is not related to Friday the 13th, but it's how did you get your start into acting?
I actually, in my high school, they had a very good theater department, and this was back, when we were all Neanderthals. And so I was actually in my history class, and my history teacher, Mrs. Froelich, said they're having auditions this afternoon. You should. Anybody who wants to go audition, who knows, it might change your life. And I went and I auditioned, and I got into the show, and it changed my life.
That's awesome. So what was your audition like for Friday the 13th Part 2?
Actually, I had a few. First, it was with the casting directors, and Simon and Cuman, they were the casting directors, but I think it was Fran Cuman who actually, did the initial audition. And then, I actually went and, kind of made it through the ranks, had callbacks and all that kind of stuff. And eventually met Steve Miner, who directed the film.
Mm-hmm.
And he paired us up with a bunch of different Sandras, and I was auditioning with this young lady, and she was just bouncing off the walls in the audition, and I kind of looked over at Steve Miner and I said, "Are you kidding me?" And I think that's what got me the role, because we both were looking at this girl as she was bouncing off the wall for this audition, and there was that human connection,
right?
And the rest is history.
Nice. So speaking of Steve Miner, how was he as a director?
He was great. I really liked him a lot. He was very open. Me being, kind of a young pain in the butt. I would come to set. In fact, it was like the hat was my idea. I wanted to also have black tennis shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be more, kind of a urban kid who's being dragged to the country by his girlfriend.
Right.
And a lot of times we'd show up on set and say, "Well, hey, why don't we do this? How about this?" and stuff like that. Some of it he would go with, and some of it he would say, "Nah, I don't think so."
Mm-hmm. Most amazing death scene of the film, and maybe even of the franchise, is the double impalement death scene with you and Marta. So we know the MPAA has disallowed the use of the full scene, but can you give us insights on how the scene was originally prepped and executed?
Yeah, I mean, actually, just the spear going through the back, which you never see.
Mm-hmm.
We took 2 takes of that, and it took about 4 hours to get the makeup on.
Wow.
Both times.
Wow.
So a lot of that was just kind of surprisingly, I don't know, there are some photos floating around that were, kind of screen, set shots,
Right.
set Polaroids and things like that. And I was pretty much on my knees most of the day.
Wow.
Because I would be on my knees in this hole in the bed, and they would attach the back on my shoulders, then straight back on the bed, so that it was where it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on my knees, and then Marta, she was lucky. She just kind of snuck in for, when cameras were ready to roll.
Right. Nice.
So she would actually kind of scoot in underneath me, and it would look like I was lying on top of her. But actually, they needed the space between my real back and the fake back to be able to put the spear through.
Nice. Very, very awesome.
what?
That was very awesome because like it's amazing what special effects really can do and how it like it's like like they say it's movie magic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One thing I love, and I heard stories about you mentioning it before, is the whole, you're already dead, but you come back from the dead when you're, running through the rain wearing the poncho. Was that planned, or how did that all come about?
No, that was not planned. I mean, it was planned in the sense that it took me a long time to convince Steve Miner that nobody would recognize me, nobody would see me, nobody would know that it was me, because I had on this green trench coat and probably, you just couldn't recognize me in any way, shape, or form. And it was raining outside, and I go when they run into the bar. I follow right behind them through the rain into the bar. Actually, I can't remember whether I was right before or right after.
Right.
But yeah, I run through the scene and run into the bar after I'm dead.
That is so awesome. That is so funny
and
too.
I told Steve, I said, nobody's ever going to know about this. It's just going to become a trivia thing that people will talk about, and it'll be an interesting little tidbit. He finally said, okay.
Like a little Easter egg there that people that, they want to, it's kind of like, where's Waldo? Where's Bill? So the last question I got for you then is, do you have any films or projects or anything else that you would like to promote to our listeners?
Yeah, in my dreams. I mean, for the most part, in like the late. I started working at the New York Daily News in 1999.
Okay.
And at that time, my wife and I decided that we wanted to have a family, and I wasn't working consistently enough in acting to have health insurance.
Right.
So I started working as a graphic designer at the New York Daily News, so I could have health insurance.
Right.
So I haven't really been in the business since.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you so much for your time, though, Bill.
But listen, certainly, if there are any casting directors or anybody that, I'm much more available nowadays.
Okay. Sounds great. You heard that here. If you need Bill, here he is. Friday the 13th Part 2, an amazing movie to have on your resume.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem. You were great in the movie. I am a fan, and it was a pleasure and an honor talking to you, and I thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, and you have a great day, great rest of your weekend, and stay safe.
Yeah, everybody stay healthy and safe.
Sounds great. Thank you, Bill.